today. Welcome once again now to the Topcoder Nation Show edition 10th. It's a round number. I can't believe we get to that number, 2 digits. That's amazing. And as always, this is a show created by the community members for the community members to get to know each other, to get to know their journeys and learn from their experience. And it's very likely that we can grasp some tips or advice that we can use in our careers or in our life or lifestyle habits or what have you that you can use from here. And I'm very honored to present this show. And Luis, known as Maestro in the community. And our guest today is Mr. Nuwan, comes from Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is the current reigning champion for backhunts in Topcoder, and also a finalist again. And right now he's a full-time competitor in Topcoder. He's known as he's famous to be known as codejam. And the agenda is as I mentioned in every show, this is an AMA format. Ask me anything. So I have shared a Google form throughout the weeks, and you guys have fill it out with questions for him, which I will moderate. But in the first 20 minutes of this interview, I will ask myself some questions for him that I have prepared, because I'm very curious, and I need this guy a little bit, at least 20 minutes for me to ask him some questions, and then right after that, I will proceed to read the questions that you guys wrote. But remember that if you didn't have a chance to see this form going around, you can ask the questions here. There is a button on Zoom that says Q&A, and you just type it out. You just click it, and then you type your questions, and I will make sure to ask these questions at the end of the interview. So yeah, today we have Mr. Nuwan. How are you, man? It's a pleasure to have you here. How are you feeling today?
Yeah, I'm doing great. How about you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Despite the technical difficulties, I'm feeling great. I was confident that we could get through this point and to not postpone this meeting because people have been waiting for this, as Robinson mentioned. And also we have Mohammed, who said he's also from Sri Lanka, which makes me start this interview with a right off the bat, unbounded question. What is Sri Lanka like? I had never had the pleasure of to visit in this country. So how is your home country like?
Yeah, it's a small country, an island,
Mhm.
right below the India,
Ah,
and
yeah.
it's a beautiful country. As you know, that there are some beautiful beaches, waterfalls, and many lot of wildlife, and it's a beautiful place to visit actually. So there are so many places to visit. So I think a very beautiful country. You should come.
Oh yeah. I like it. I like it. When I go to TCO to Taekwondo Open and I ask people where you come from, we always kind of end up, yeah, I have to go visit this place, and I really hope that I can go visit your place because I have seen pictures of beaches and that kind of lifestyle. I mean, that's something that I like at least. And yeah, and I understand that also you like traveling. You like traveling. You like some sort of traveling, and I would like you maybe to explain us how is it that it works for you with your family and maybe the pandemic, and how is the situation for you?
Yeah, apart from being with the family, I like to travel a lot. So, especially in the hill countries, because
Mhm.
we have some cold weather and as well as a hot weather as well. So it's bit of a mix. So I like to especially travel in hill countries like Alda, and there are some places called Horton Place. So very beautiful places. So apart from that, I would like to visit like there are some national parks. We have 7 national parks. So very interesting. So one is called Yala.
Yeah.
So and there's a Singaraja Forest Reservoir. So we can do many more things in Sri Lanka when you come, right?
Yeah. Well, we're coming there. Please save a spot for me when I have the chance. Definitely going to visit your place, and I'm happy to hear that you managed to keep traveling. And I know that it's not like to other countries or stuff, but it's just traveling and getting out of, let's say, your common place of work and just having some fun in a different place. That's something that is good for the soul. I love hearing that. And yeah, what we came for here. I know that there are some guys here who are very eager to hear about backgrounds and stuff, and I'm sorry to hold these guys' wisdom for a minute just to get to know his place. And yeah, so welcome to the new attendees who are here. Vicky, Swapnil, guys, thank you for coming, Fong. And yeah, we're right. I would like to board the topic of Topcoder, of course, and one of them is the typical how do you find out about Topcoder? How do you end up here doing backhands?
Yeah, I came to know about this amazing platform through a member, Topcoder member called MoulyG. So
MoulyG? Ah, yeah, he's from Sri
yeah,
Lanka too.
yeah. So then
Oh
after
yeah.
that, I tried so many areas, and then I found out that Baghandi is the easiest way to get in. So less technical, uh, but there are some opportunities. So
Mm-hmm.
I first explored the Baghandi area, so that competitions. So first, I think I have
Mm-hmm.
participated in Microsoft challenges. There were some challenges that are launched by the application around Microsoft Teams at
Mm-hmm.
that time. So they launched test case execution challenges as well as the bug hunts. So
Oh, okay.
first, I think I have participated the test case execution challenge. So I think I have won that challenge. So after that, then I continued participating the bug hunts and the test case executions.
Oh, great. So the first challenge you participated at, you won. You won at it. You won something.
Yeah.
Wow, man! You let me tell you that you are part of a distinguished kind of rare club, people who can win in this first participation. That's quite awesome. And stepping back a little bit, talking about Molly G. I'm curious to know. I mean, how did you get to meet him? I mean, were you friends from before? What was your relationship?
Yeah. So I think he came to know about the platform from another top coder member. I think
Mm.
his handle is I couldn't remember remember his handle, but then after getting into the forums and then came to know about this platform through a community event. So
Okay, okay. And, it sounds like a whole chain of connections that goes like this guy knows this guy and he told this guy and this guy told this guy. And they,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. Well, that's cool. That's cool. That can happen. And uh, and before because that we're here to break down your strategy for backhands. This is what people is kind of eager. But before going there, I just wanted to ask you like why backhands? I mean, there's design. You either actually Molly G. He's a champion of. He was champion several times of the UI prototype track. There are many things to try. I mean, but why backhands and not other track?
okay. Number one reason is when I'm starting, the Microsoft challenges are there. So that's the first thing.
Mm,
So the second thing is QA competitions are a little bit easy to start with. So
mm,
not too technical. So as
mm-hmm.
I said, not too technical. So uh, this is we can find something that is wrong with the application. So I came to know about these challenges through the challenge listing page. So then I started exploring it. So that's what it happens.
Okay.
That's how it started.
Yeah. So
So
let's say like it was kind of what felt more easy to you, right? When you started seeing
yeah,
like what
yeah,
felt
easy
more
to
more.
start with.
Yeah.
So no, you don't want any technical background from
Yeah.
there. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I get it, and it's good to know that because for those for our millions and hundreds of millions of viewers, you have to know that right now it's happening every Friday for during October. The spooky, scary backhands. I don't know what name Jesse gave to it, but it's a really long, kind of cool name. And yeah, as no one mentioned, it's pretty easy to get started with. And as he mentioned as well, you have to find things that don't work. So it's kind of you're getting paid to break stuff. it's like kind of you're getting paid to be a children again. So in some sort of way, like you break stuff, but you're getting paid instead of getting naggings and complaints from your parents. Yeah, that sounds pretty like a pretty good framing. It's easy to start with, not very technical, and you have to be. I guess that this is the part where we can like break down your process. Is that when you start, let's say, not a test case, but a typical backhunt type of type of challenge, how do you start with? I mean, let's say you read the specifications, and you know when it's going to start and the date is approaching. How is your process? I mean, a few hours before it starts, and then when it starts, how does it work for you?
So I think there are so many different bug hunt challenges. Like
Okay.
if you get a one example, there are some long duration challenges, and number two, there are short duration challenges, and then we
Uh,
can categorize into the short, longer, and shorter. And
mm,
then some bug hunts provide points, and
okay.
some of them are calculated using the number of bugs that we have reported. So
Hmm.
some have penalties. So like that, I have different approaches for different bug hunt challenges.
Okay.
If you get an example, let's say we have a longer duration bug hunt that
Yeah.
award points. So then I will look into that challenge as a, then we have we have a longer duration to hunt, but then in the initial stage I will more focus on the UI UX
Mm,
issues. So because if you go deep into the functionality level, it will cost you some time.
mm,
So to match with that other competitors, so I will first gradually find some UI UX bugs initially, and then after that I will dig into the functionality level. So that is what I'm going to do when it comes to a longer duration challenge. So if it is short duration challenge, you can see that if it is short, that means it is we have less scope, right? Then we need to speed up your game, right?
yeah.
Then you need
Yeah.
to find the functional bugs, because that functional bug awards more points. So if you get another example, let's say in some challenges they have applied I think penalties for the duplicates. So
Hmm.
we need to be careful now in these situations, because if those bugs that we are going to report is duplicated when it's reviewing, so we will lose points. Then
Mm,
first we will lose points, and then we will lose time also. So
yeah.
we are wasting time for for reporting it. So we need to be careful. We need to always look what the other competitors are logging. So then we will have synchronized by looking at them and looking at the bugs, and then reporting bugs. Then it will easy and it will save your time. So some in some situations, like let's say they are counting total number of bugs. That means no points for the specific bug types like functionality, UI, UX. Then that means if you log a functionality bug, it will get you 1 point. Then if you log a UI, UX bugs, it will get you another point. So the
Hmm.
points are same. In that approach, we will try to find more UI bugs, right? So the both bugs uh, carries the same points. So
Okay.
that is my approach actually. So different approaches. I'm using different approaches for different types of bug hunt challenges.
Yeah, I can see like you could write like a library of strategies for backhand. And I think
Yeah.
if I understood correctly, as a total newbie here in backhand, is that first and most important is to determine or identify the duration or the if it's short or long, in order to then proceed to be or super fast or super careful, because that's something I heard about this, the duplicity and the penalties, is it could be tricky. So how do you avoid logging or creating duplicate issues? Because maybe you can think of something like, okay, I want to test this, and then I don't know, you go through the list of issues and then you check that nobody logged it, or maybe you want to be fast, and then you log it, and then you go to see if someone else did it, and then if there's someone else who did it before you, then you have to delete it or something. How do you make sure that you avoid duplicates while at the same time you're being efficient? I mean, with your time, not wasting your time.
Yeah, I'm always looking at the bug stream when I'm logging. So I have a separate section in the screen. So we'll list down all the bugs. So I will continuously refreshing it. So then I
Okay.
can look into that
Oh.
bug list. So that's the one method. The other method we can use it. We can search by keywords. So then if you find a bug in the search area, so we can type some certain keywords to look what they are reported, right? So then we can look into the bug stream, then we can find if it is duplicate or not. So
Okay.
there
Yeah. Yeah.
is
Makes
a
sense.
second method we can do, but we need some luck also.
Hmm.
So if it is logged and then if it is a duplicate, then we can't close it. So that's the rule. So you have to be careful when you are logging if the challenges carries penalty points. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's definitely a way to cope with the duplicity, because you don't want to waste your time. That's the most valuable thing that you have, and you have to be fast. So that's a good strategy for making sure that you don't lock duplicate issues, and also saving your time, because that's pretty important here. Because Robinson is saying here, if I want to read a little bit of the chat because the guys are pretty engaged. He said that how is he fast and furious when I am reporting one? He's always on the sixth or 10th. He laughed. Yeah, well, I guess you heard it, Robinson. Thank you for the tip. He said thank you for the tip. Yeah, everyone is
So
saying you're super fast. So let's say let's talk about this. Why are you the fastest? Like, how are you fast?
yeah, the fast, I think that approach comes from the experience, I think. So by
Hmm.
looking at the screen, you will know that this screen will have this such issues like this, right? When you look at the screen,
Okay.
will come to my mind that these are the issues that I'm going to tackle with. So I have a pattern.
Mm,
So when you look at the screen, let's say we have a search bar and then we have a like a list of categories, and then we have a filter like in the left side. So then when I look at it, so then there's a pattern in my mind, and then I will have that in my mind that right, first I need to tackle with the search. So then I will have to tackle with that filter search area. So
mm.
so it will naturally come with the experience that I think with the experience you will get faster and faster. So then
Oh yeah.
you will make less mistakes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it comes naturally after you have this word that you have used several times, which is experience. It happens, I think, in many fields. Like experts, let's call them experts. That they look at something and they know what's wrong with it, even without making a full diagnose. And this experience, where does it come from with you? With with QA, where did you get the experience from? I mean, how did you build it?
Yeah, I think participating in more bug hunt challenges will give you the experience. So
Mm-hmm.
participate. My advice is participate more. Then
Mm-hmm.
you will get all sort of bug hunt categories, right? The longer duration, shorter duration, and the other stuff that I have mentioned. So with duplicates, right? So if you participate more, you will get more picture and more picture about the bug hunts, and also the domain knowledge, right? You will do some bug hunts for the like medical related applications, then
Mm-hmm.
insurance related applications like that. So you will automatically get a pattern in your mind. So if you see the
Mm-hmm.
medical related application, then you will apply that pattern to that application. If you see a insurance related application for bug
Yeah.
hunts, you will apply the pattern number 2 for it.
Yeah.
So then you will have a checklist like a bug hunt bank. Like
Yeah.
I will first go through the search section, and then we will have so many ideas to crack out that search button or search text
Mm-hmm.
box. Then we will have
Yeah.
so many ideas like checklist for crack out that filter options. So you will generally gradually
Mhm.
add some
Yeah,
items to that checklist when
yeah,
you participate. My
yeah,
advice is participate more and more, then you will get that experience. So yeah.
yeah. Building experience is important, and someone here mentioned also that looking at others' bugs, maybe that also adds more to your learning experience because you see what type of bugs are being logged, and what type of issues can be part of this kind of circle of patterns that you have mentioned. Like identify the patterns that these typical applications have, and they go attack this first because they are the odds are that you're gonna find issues if you follow those typical patterns. Yeah, it happens in many areas actually. When let's say you're going to review a user interface, and then you see that there's a search function, and uh, and there's no icon or something that indicates that searching. Maybe you know already that, okay, maybe there's something up with this. And yeah, you go like identify these little issues like are kind of typical in these environments. That's a pretty neat great advice. And yeah, talking also about experience, did you have experience in QA before Topcoder, like before getting it? Because you mentioned that you came to first challenge, you won it. I guess you should have, I don't know, at least a little bit of experience somewhere else.
Uh, Actually, that challenge is my first one. So before that, I think I have participated maybe a UI challenge.
Mm,
So that one is my I think first bug hunt challenge. So
mm,
that one is pretty easy because we need to execute those test cases that they have provided. So I think that one is pretty easy.
mm.
But after that, I think I have participated the Balkan challenge as well. So I think I have won that one too. So maybe I don't know. Maybe I have something. I don't know whether I have some luck also. So I'm I'm not sure, but so the first Balkan challenge I think I have won, and then the test case as well. After that, I have gradually gathered experience one by one, and then I have studied. What I'm doing is after finishing the bug hunt, I will go through the each and every bug that
Mm.
the others have logged. So then we can learn many more things, how they are logging, how they are approaching to the particular area. So we can learn a lot from them also. So I'm also learning a lot from them by looking at their bugs.
Yeah, learning by seeing what others do, and then you do it yourself. Yeah, that's kind of the oldest wisdom for learning. And yeah, yeah, it asked you the question if you had another background or something, because I was just curious to see how someone who can't come first thing he tries and he wins. I figure like maybe you had some experience before, because you mentioned that now you are full-time top coder, right? And what, if I may ask, I mean, what was your life before that? I mean, did you have like a job or related to IT or?
Yeah. So I started my career in computer networking and cloud
Uh,
computing. So I have a degree in honors degree in computer and information technology. So after that, I
okay.
have completed my Microsoft and Cisco certifications as well. So my
Okay,
background
cool.
is more like a network person.
Mm.
So then I have worked in several reputed companies. My last job is a reputed network TV station. So I worked for them as a network engineer. So after
Mm.
that, then I have moved to US. Then after that, after 3 years, then I
Oh, wow.
came back. Yeah. So after that, now the top code is my full-time job now.
Man, that's quite a journey. I didn't know you had done all this stuff, traveled, worked in another country, now back home, and full-time talk coder. Man, that's quite a journey. And if I may ask, I mean, why? I mean, full-time talk coder, but why not other? platform or any other type of activities? What that's the code have that makes you make be a full time in there?
Yeah, the first time I came to know about this platform, then I looked at it. Then there are huge prizes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then I didn't believe it. So there are some $1,000 and $500. Like I didn't believe it first. So
Yeah.
then I tried out, and then the community is good and the payout is good. Mostly the community, they are helping each other, so they are always there
Mm.
for us. So very friendly community when you go to the TCO as well. So you can find a lot of people that you can get help with. So they're very friendly. I think that is the main reason that I have chosen the TCO, sorry, Topcode as
Yeah.
my full-time job now. So very friendly people, very supportive, right?
You know that I would like to hardly disagree with you in all this stuff, but I can't. You're not saying any lie here. I mean, this community is awesome, superb, super supportive. I mean, and talking about TCOs, I mean, I know that you have been in on-site TCOs. You have had the chance to be on-site, and now that when I'm saying these words, I'm just realizing how privileged we were to be in this kind of events on site with all of our friends and of meeting all of the like-minded folks who could be together and express our feelings about the things that we love, we feel passionate about. And yeah, you were also there. Now we cannot meet, we know that, but yeah, you were also there. I'm just curious to know. I mean, what is your overall view of Top Coder Open? How was your experience in there because you were there on site?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing because I it's pretty amazing because I the people who are competing with all the time, and we came to know each other, and we talk to each other. So very pretty
Mm,
amazing people. So like said Can and the other people, the QA people. So they are very friendly. So we came to know each other, and then we are continuously
mm.
talking,
Yeah,
continuously sharing things.
yeah,
Like
man.
apart from that, the TCO, it's a very pretty big event. So very we are very lucky to have participated that
Mm.
TCO. I think 2019.
19, yeah, you were there.
Uh,
Yeah,
so the competition is pretty tough. So
yeah.
because it's my first time, the new environment
Mm.
and new structure. So I had a few hiccups as well. So my streaming software stopped in the middle.
Oh,
So I have to do the recording from the beginning.
oh man,
So apart from that, the atmosphere is very amazing.
man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is. It is. It sounds pretty much like anyone who has been has had the privilege of being on an on-site TCO could say about it. Just amazing. And if you could choose, I know this is a very unfair question because favorite memories are kind of a plural thing instead of singular, but I'm gonna force you, unfortunately, to choose what would be your one favorite thing from this TCO that you went. I mean, if you have any favorite memory from TCO, what would that be?
You mean 2020?
Well, let's make it fair. Any TCO that you have been at, what has been your favorite TCO thing memory?
Okay.
Yeah.
I think winning the championship in 2020 is
Oh yeah.
the favorite memory. And apart from that, I think we had a great night in 2019 with all our friends, the game
Hmm.
night. So that we had, it's unbelievable. So we are never forgetting it. So after that, the event is, I think when the event is over, we had the opportunity to go to the, I think, an arcade to
Yeah,
play some
Funplex.
games as well. Yeah,
Yeah,
Funplex.
Funplexes.
Yeah, we had
Yeah. Yeah, that was fun. And by the way, if I can make a side note or comment here, this thing that you're seeing here that I'm wearing, uh,
okay.
well, this wasted rusted little thin bracelet. I won it at Funplex with Jojo, which is who is Vicky's daughter. We were playing games and we had these coupons that we won playing basketball, and we exchanged them by these bracelets, and we became bracelet buddies from there. Yeah, so just it's fun to remember when people ask me, why do you have this thing in your wrist? Like it's not a bracelet, it's just like a thing, like like a wire or something, like so wasted. But it has a emotional meaning to me, so shut up. And yeah, man, that's great about TCO. And I think, okay, I will have to ask for forgiveness for our audience today, but I have to make it shorter than usual. I had some technical difficulties, so I'm gonna cut 10 minutes of the session, and I'm going to jump straight to the AMA questions that you guys asked. I had some more questions for him, but okay, unfortunately, I cannot. I still more time of this gentleman who is awake. It's very late hours for him, and I'm going to share my screen, and you're gonna tell me no one if you can see it. Wait, where is it? Here. It should say AMA with codejam. See it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So these are the questions that I gathered through the Google form. There were some kind of duplicate questions, and I I played the role of a bug hunt, a copilot, and kind of clean them, clean them up, like the duplicates. But I didn't add any penalties, so you guys are okay. And I have collected this question for no one today. But remember that if you didn't have the chance to ask questions through the form, there's a Q&A button here. Just click in and type your questions. I will read it right after these slides, this beautiful deck that we prepared for no one. And first question, man, how much time did it take you to become good at bug hunt? We talked about experience, accumulating experience, and going through the challenges, but how much time did it actually take you to become like prolific, terrific, super, really damn fast as you are?
I think I think it got me. I think 3 or 4 challenges. I think so. Apart from the first
Mm,
two and three challenges, I think after 4 and 5, then I think I have got hang of it. So I think some bug hunts. I have categorized some bug hunts into some sections, and then I have followed different
mm,
approaches for different bug hunts.
mhm,
So I think that helped me a lot. So I think after 4 and 5 challenges, so you have to do more
mm,
challenge, participate in more challenges. So you will eventually get more knowledge about that domain,
mhm,
and also the bug hunt types. So
mhm.
I think I think 4 maybe 5 of the challenges
Okay,
will take
okay.
me 4 or 5. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe if we translate that in time, assuming that I don't know, maybe like 1.5 month or maybe 1 2 months of challenges.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
At that time, we had a lot of bug hunts because
Mm.
the Microsoft challenges are running, I think, 2 challenges per
Oh,
week, I think, right?
wow.
There are so many challenges at that time. So that is why I think there is a bug hunt in every week. I think every 2 week, and there's another test case challenge every 2 weeks. So that is what helped us. So in that time.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's interesting. And related to that, I would like to take on a tangent here and when there are several challenges, several background challenges, would you recommend or how would you approach going in parallel with them? I mean, do you think that that's something feasible or maybe a distraction? How would you focus on several challenges at the time?
Yeah, participating in several challenges, I think you mustn't do it that, but because if you switch in between challenges, then you will lose both the challenges, I think,
Mm,
because this is related to time and the number of bugs. If you,
mm-hmm,
let's say, backhand A and backhand B are running simultaneously, so
mm-hmm,
you need to focus on one. So if
mm,
you switch in between those things, then we will lose both, because
mm.
when you switch into the competition B, then the competition A will be over. at that time
Yeah.
when you switch it back there, right? So most of the people will log bugs, and then we can't log the same bug. It will be a duplicate, and then you will lose time eventually. So I think we need to focus on one if it is if those challenges are running simultaneously.
Yeah. I think it makes sense, and reminds me of a kind of a tenet of life that I tend to use. That sometimes diversification is not for every type of case. Like, that sometimes you want to invest all the eggs in one basket instead of laying out eggs in several baskets. Or as a famous philosopher that I follow, he says that he who goes nowhere arrives. He who goes everywhere arrives nowhere. In the end, like, you gotta this type of cases, you gotta focus. Okay, that's a good one. Let's go to the next question for our gentleman here today, and the question is: what goes through your mind while you are competing in a TCO final?
Yeah. So
Insects,
in
flying insects.
2019, when you get 2019, I'm pretty nervous because that's my first challenge. So,
Hmm.
uh, but in 2020, the situation is different. So we are at home, so we know the environment, we are used to it, so
Hmm.
no pressure. So in that situation, so compared to 2019, the it's pretty much relaxed. So
Relaxed, more relaxed.
apart from the people being watching on screens, and people are looking at you, and then there will be some issues with your computer, or then they are showing that bug status and the points in a big
Mhm.
screen, and you will look at it and you are fall far way behind, and then you will panic. So apart
Yeah.
from 2019, yeah, 2019, 2020 is better because of the environment, but the challenge pressure is there. So you need to accurately execute the test cases, and you need to log the bugs.
Mm,
You can't log any invalid bugs and duplicate bugs because you will lose points. So
mm.
pretty much in our head going here and there. So it's like a electric shock when it comes to TCO.
Oh yeah, that's quite the feeling, and keeping your mind free of distraction can be a very difficult thing to do when you have all of this pressure and all of the chattering around, and the lights on your face in right on stage. Should be more relaxing in your house. Well, there you got it. I think the question came from someone called 143 something color. I should have put the names. Well, okay. Next question comes from next question is, what is your criteria for joining challenges? I mean, how do you know you can win them? Oh, that's a good one.
Okay, that's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, right. So I'm more focusing on the first. I will be reading that spec, because
Mm-hmm.
we have a 24-hour registration period now.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone will get a chance to read. Some co-pilots will post the information before that period, so some will not.
Mm-hmm.
So uh, let's say someone is posting the information before it, right?
Yeah.
Within that 24-hour period. So then I will I will be doing is that I will read the spec, and I will specifically uh, draft the scope in my
Mm.
mind. So if you are not confident with the scope, then you will log out of scope bugs also. Then you will again lose your time.
Mm-hmm.
So first thing I will do is read, and then I will draft the scope in my head. When there is a doubt, I will ask the forum in the forums. So then the copilot will reply
Mm.
within that 24-hour period, that registration period. If they are replying, then we will know that these things are not there. So we don't need to focus on these areas, then focus on A or like B areas. Like we
Mm.
need to focus on the C area only, right?
Yeah.
Then we will know the scope, and then we can focus on those areas. Then we don't lose any time because of that invalid bugs or out of scope bugs.
Mhm.
we will definitely log duplicate bugs because of the nature of that competitiveness. Because there are, I think, when it comes to the bug counts, you will see 10, 12, 13 active members are working on. So within 1 hour, then there will be, I think, 200, 300 bugs logged. So
Holy,
so
holy
you will
moly.
log duplicate bugs,
Mm.
that's for sure, but you need to minimize it. So going through that list and trying to search using the keywords will help. So minimizing the duplicates and the out of scope, you can minimize out of scope bugs beforehand, because you can ask the scope in the forums. So
Mhm.
if you don't ask anything about the like scope in the forum, that means you will eventually log bugs that are not in scope.
Yeah. And I guess these conversations in the forums before the challenge starts allows you to have a better understanding of the chances that you have for winning, right? I guess that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that I'm the when it comes to question that what I'm choosing is that I'm confident with. So
Hmm.
I will first read. I will first check the scope. When I'm
Yeah.
confident, then I will register and participate. Most of the time, I'm going to participate because I'm not concerned with the scope and the domain. Most of that time, I'm definitely going to participate. But these days, I'm pretty much busy with busy with some private tasks, so
Yeah. Yeah.
my online
Hmm.
public competition presence are a little bit less during these days.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, someone asked that are you a developer or a tester? So
Mm.
I would say like both a developer and a tester. So more
Mm.
like I have a development background as well. So apart from that,
Mm.
now I am doing mostly QA stuff. So I have the development and the QA background with the both.
Mm.
So
Mm.
and the next question is how much time you spend at a bug hunt after starting the submission phase, issue reporting phase, like first 2 hours and 3 hours and continue till the end. So
Mm.
let's say if it is a longer duration bug hunt. So if it is a longer duration bug hunt, my first initial stage, the 3 to 4 hours will be more focused on reporting bugs. So after that, I'm going into a relax mode. So after that means after 3 or 4 hours, that those competitors in our platform will log, I think, around 300 and 400 bugs related to the application. So then I'm be more careful because reporting duplicates again and the invalid bugs will cost your time. So I will be more focused on the application and the functionality level of the
Hmm.
application and dug
Yeah.
into the functionality level. So I will be more focused on the functionality rather than wasting time on the UX. Because if it is a point related bug hunt, then you have to get more points the latter stage if you are falling behind. So you need to find a lot more functional bugs. That functional bug
Mm.
carries, I think, nearly 10, maybe 5, 10 points. So UI UX maybe is around 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So if you
Normally. Yeah.
find a bug, a functional bug, it will give you 10 points. So then the UX, the people who find UX, UI bug will have to find 10 more bugs, right, to match my functionality bug. So for after that, that mean after 3 or 4 hours, getting into the challenge, so I will more focused on the functionality bugs. So that's how it goes when it
Hmm.
comes to a longer duration. But if you are talking about the shorter duration one, so then we need to find both bugs simultaneously, because the duration is short and people will, I think, more focused on both areas. They will find bugs and they will splash all the bugs into the into the Jira. So then you
Yeah.
need to be quick.
Yeah.
So if you are not quick, then somebody will log that functional or UX bugs. Then we will not get a chance to get points. So you have to be quick. So in a shorter duration, I'm more focusing on getting those bugs out into the GitLab faster. But in
Yeah.
a longer duration, I will take some time and more focused on the UI UX in the first 2 3 hours, and then I will log the functional bugs after the I think 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the next question is, which are the starts technology, and think about the question, about the building of the application. And okay, this one. Okay, there are some challenges. Actually, you need to locally deploy the application, right? Some co-pilots tend to give the code, so we need, as a QA, we need to deploy the application before doing the bug hunts. There are some categories. So I think in this scenario, the development background will help you, right? So this is the question I posted on the chat. So the development background will help to deploy the application. The faster you deploy the application, you can start the bug hunt. So it will, I think it will depend on the first your computer, your resources, right? Then your knowledge. So if you are a developer, will give you an added advantage, right? So because you know the stuff, right? You know the how to deploy, you know how to do the database feed, right? So you need to check and deploy the Node.js applications, right? The different application that we are having. If it is a VB related application, you know how to do it, right? There are some added advantages if you are a developer. So I think this will, I think, develop if you participate more and more, right? Then you will get to know what is wrong here and what is wrong, what goes wrong there. So if you fail the first bug hunt challenge due to you can't first, let's say you can't you can't deploy the application because of your environment, or you don't have any knowledge about it, so you get the experience from participating, right? So then in the second time you will eventually hang out it, right? So it will help participate more and more, then you will eventually get the results, right?
And what if you're not and that's interesting, but what if you're not I mean, you don't have this development background? Do you receive help from copilots or something, or is there ways to get this help
Yeah,
to set up the
yeah,
environment?
you can always, yeah, you can always ask the question, right? If it is a error, or if it is because of something is wrong with your code or the command, you can always ask, right? They will help, right? But the thing is, sometimes because of the time zone issues, so they will get delayed, right? So then that will help that the developer, the people who get the development background, so it will help them. Then they will get the head start, right? They will know, they will deploy the application, then they will start the bug hunt before you, right? But eventually, if you participate again and again, you will get used to it, then you will learn from the mistakes, and then it will help, right? Then you will know how to deploy, you will know if it is a, then in the spec also they will tell, right? Before it they will tell, right, you need to deploy the application to bug hunt. Then another challenges, they will say, I will provide the URL. Then
Yeah.
some will say that you will have to deploy it locally, so then we will know.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Um, there was another question, I think, right?
Yeah, this is the next question. Yeah. Okay, so this I am already doing some copilot stuff for the community, not the PM role. So I think I like to participate more apart from the co-piloting. So I will be more like participating and doing co-pilot stuff, core stuff in the coming future. So I'm not going to stop participating. So because if you stop participating, then you will lose the grip side. You will lose
Hmm.
all the touch.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
participating touch will help the copilot as well. So I think I will be doing the co-piloting as well as the competing, because right now
Mhm.
I'm a pretty bit stuck with some. There are some two projects going on, so
Mm.
I'm pretty bit busy. Though that is why my public challenge presence is a little less compared to the earlier stages.
Yeah, so unfortunately, codejam is not retiring from competition. So if you want to win, you have to beat him. Yeah, but it's good to know. Yeah, and I agree. When you keep in touch with your, let's say, with your essential skills, which is a building, like competing in the QA field, it makes you more nimble, more agile, and that it can work also for being a co-pilot or PM. You know your knowledge, you know your spirit, you have your experience in the field, right in the field. That's it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Then
yeah.
if you are not participating, you will lose the touch, right?
Hmm.
So that is why I said that participate more, then you will eventually get the experience, right? Then you will eventually read the spec in your mind without having a lot more information, right? Then if you look at the when you look at the title only, then you will know that this application will be like this, right? This application will be like this, right? Then you will if there are any like challenge details, then you will know like this is the area we need to focus, this is the area we don't need to focus. Then looking at the spec, I need to more focus on UI first, or the functional first. Like I said, if it is a long and shorter durations, like if it is point based, you need to first look at the points, what are the major points that carries, like the functional ones, just like finding more functional ones will advance you, right? Then the others will need to find five different UI bugs to match with your functional bugs, so like that. So it comes with the experience actually. So I think I know that most
Hmm.
of the bug hunt competitors here, they are more experienced, they are more competitive, because I'm competing with them. So very competitive, right? They are coming behind me. So I think participate more, then it will give you a great power, I guess, right?
Yeah, indeed. I mean, in the end, it all boils down to building experience in your career to become fast and wise and when approaching these strategies, because you can have CodeJam's strategy, as you mentioned, how when to choose an approach depending if it's short or long duration challenge. But you will also need this experience to create these patterns and to be quick. And I wonder if did you collect any other questions? I don't have any other
Yeah,
question.
there is one more. Is there a platform you
Upload.
practice giveaway, right? So
Okay, yeah.
yeah. So there is no platform, but you can always look at Topcoder. They have practice challenges. They are running practice challenges. I think currently they are running. I think as I can remember correctly, automation challenge, I think. So and there is also a practice challenges, the skill builder challenges. So they are running, so you can participate more. So other than Topcode, I'm not using any platform to practice. But if you find a new bug hunt posted on the Topcode platform, you have to participate, right? You have to look at it. If you even if you don't do the reporting, you need to take a look at it. Look what the other competitors are posting, and you can read it, right? When you get the access with the GitLab access, you can read those bug hunt reports, so learn from it. Then you will so one day you can win, right?
Yeah.
So try hard, so
Hmm.
then you will get the experience. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, and if I can complement Nuwan's answer to that question, I think there's this super easy challenge. I'm pasting the link on the chat that you can try. It's a practice challenge. It's open more like all the time. It will give you a little grasp of what QA is like and how to log bugs It's super easy. Yeah, it's super easy. It won't take you more than 10 minutes to set it up and try it and see prove for yourself what no one has been saying here. Like it's easy to set up, it's easy to get started with. It doesn't require like a higher technical, super expert, super technical level to do this. To break apart UI or components and look how it's failing. And well, I think I didn't collect any more questions. I see that our audience here. Well, I have to mention that before we wrap it up is that I'm super grateful that you guys stood here by our side despite the technical difficulties. It makes me appreciate it more, even being here with you and in the next episode and the next episode that we can create for us to learn and keep improving our daily experiences in the platform and all the different tracks that we have here that to explore and people to meet and need to get to know their habits. How did they learn? How we can learn from them. Well, so far it's been a great show. I love me. I love the technical difficulties. This is super fun to deal with. And once again, no one. Thank you so much for being here. I know it's late for you there, and for all of the people who came here to the show live, thank you so much. I know this is also like the morning for you. For some of you, it's the afternoon or even the night, and you are very comfortable in your bed just listening to us. And I really appreciate it, man, from the bottom of my heart that you guys are here and keeps us motivated to keep doing this even more. So before we go, I leave you, codejam. No one to say anything you want to your audience before saying bye.
Yeah, thank you guys for listening to me. And I think there is another bugger coming on Friday, so you have to
Yeah,
participate. So yeah, thank you for having me, Luis. So thank you guys.
yeah. Well, thank you. It's been an honor. And see you guys in the next episode. There will be a summary of this blog post. I hope you enjoy it and see you in the next one. Have a great day and rest of your evening. Bye bye.